are we, guys? Back on the old gospel train again, yeah. Haven't really, prepared. Just enough. Just enough. You know, if you want to be spontaneous, you can't be overly meticulous and have an exact blueprint to which you must step by step, concede. No, man, it's not how it's done. Anyway, so we might be in the wrong key for this tune, but we spoke about playing behind the beat and playing on top of the beat, and what does all that mean? Nobody really explains it, so you probably start using these terms, or maybe dropping some of these names before you really understand what you're talking about. But it's no bad thing, because that's the direction in which you want to go. You feel there's some magnetism there, some electronic magnetism. Anyway, Charles Brown, was it? Done the old blues tune, Drifting, yeah. So it goes like, we want it there, up here. Well, I am drifting, and I'm drifting like a ship out on the sea. And you realise as you listen to it, something going on with the vocal, and it's really interesting. It has a nice soothing sort of palliative effect, and you bend your ear to it and you go, okay, right, I'm going to try it and approximate it here, and we'll let the synapses and the frontal lobe and all that do their job, So what he's doing is, rather than going, well, I'm drifting, check the song out, by the way, you know where I'm coming from, and I'm drifting like a ship out on the sea, and everything's on the meter, everything's on the butter. You can go, well, that's in the second beat, or that's on the two and, or something like that, if you were a bit of a music geek, But you realise is that it sort of seals, he is drifting. Each word, each note is like a, bobbing up this side, that side of the wave, you know what I mean? So he's going, well, I am drifting, and I'm drifting like a ship out on the sea. So every single note you hit, there's a little bit of restraint there. You just drag it back and then let it go. And I think that particular tune is a good starting point to wrap your head around different ways of timing vocals and stuff. You hear all over blues, in like Ray Charles and stuff. There's a tune Ray Charles does, more of his earlier stuff, called Hey Now, Hey Now. It goes, well, did you ever wake up in the morning just about the break of day? Turn, hug your pillow where your baby used to lay. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Yeah. So after like one or two straight ahead verses like that, he goes, well, baby, I got the blues so bad, I feel like my feet can't step up and that, and he goes, well, excuse me, how many syllables was that? And it doesn't compute, Again, you gotta hear it. The tune's hey now, hey now. It goes, got the blues so bad, even give the blues to your neighbour next door. But it's nearly like speaking in tongues or something, and you won't get it right away. It takes a while to be able to actually bring it off, to an acceptable level. You know what I mean? So you have to mess around with that stuff. You have to mess around, but you'll hear it everywhere. You'll hear it in all the blues. You hear it in, good country music. You'll hear it in Celtic music. You hear it in all music, really, like pop music, And it's just the start of a nice little investigative adventure that hopefully will bring you along and let you acquaint yourself with a few ideas that might be helpful, when it comes time for you to convey your own, stuff. The other thing I want to say quickly was, like I said, dropping names indiscriminately. and not knowing all that much about them, I have been listening to a few of these guys a bit more. I listened to Sam Cooke live at the Copa, which most of us are familiar with, but coming back to with new ears, fresh ears. I mean, it's crazy what he does. He's talk about scat singing. I don't think you could really call it that exactly, but some of the things that he does is it's just beautiful. It's nice stuff, and his tone's beautiful, and his interaction with the crowd. I thought I would seek out some Jackie Wilson live stuff. Jackie Wilson, I'm really only making it as far as getting acquainted, and I found out he has a live at the Copa as well. So I threw it on there, and I was just blown away. Like, he has a strange tone. Sometimes you listen to the tone of his voice and you go, Jesus, is that really all that good? But you have to stick with it. And he's one of these guys that takes a chance on nearly every second line. Do you know what I mean? He'll throw the rule book out the window and he'll just go for something. He'll go for something. And he usually brings it on, and it might cost him a bit of tone here or there, but I actually really like that. So I thought, right, well, there's Jackie Wilson. What about this Clyde McPhatter guy? I was like, wait, forget him. Like, he's a nobody. You know what I mean? That's just some name you happened upon. What about Bobby Blue Bland? So went and did a little bit of, investigative journalism on Bobby Blue Bland. Yeah, excellent. Hearing everything there that I'm supposed to, but probably need to go a little bit deeper on it. And so then I thought, well, I guess Clyde McPhatter has, do you know what I mean? By the laws of deduction or whatever, has earned a little slot here. So we'll throw on a little bit of Clyde McPhatter live, and it was live at the Apollo. And I stuck on the first tune, which is called Baby Baby. It was only 2 minutes long, and I swear it was absolutely amazing. I come across him reading about Jackie Wilson. I think he was the singer in the Temptations or one of those groups. And maybe the Drifters, where Jackie went on to become the lead guy for whenever Clyde went out by himself. I just read his name and thought, that's kind of a strange name, isn't it? But listening to that particular track, I never heard a band play so hard, so funky, and so dynamic behind somebody. Ever. Up until about 10 minutes ago, whenever I stuck that on. So, old Clyde McPhatter, going to have to look deeper and deeper and deeper. And yeah, he was at the Apollo too, so, James Brown connections and such as well. So, the journey continues, guys. The journey continues. Good night.